evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Gudday Grenada Evening Edition. I'm George Grant, and today happens to be the 24th day of the month. I trust that you have had a good good dinner. Now you're sitting in front of your device there, whether a laptop, iPad, iPhone, whatever, and getting ready to spend a very fun hour. Should I say fun? Yeah. Hey, everything we do on these programs kind of laid back, yeah. And I hope it's going to be not just informative, but entertaining for you as well. And the reason why I talk about we is because we're going to be joined electronically tonight by Mr. Ray Roberts. I guess he's staying at home tonight. Good idea, Ray. Good idea. Yeah. Self quarantine? No. He's just staying at home tonight. Pilgrims, we do have an interesting program as always, and we're going to begin by taking a look at the rundown and see what we got planned for you. The first thing we're going to do tonight is, besides giving you the rundown, is talk about the new word that has been coined as a result of the coronavirus. I don't know how many of you heard it. If you haven't, you're going to hear it tonight. It's COVIDIOT. COVIDIOT. Yep. That's a new word that's making the rounds, and when you hear the definition in just a wee bit, I think you'll understand why that word has been coined. Wait, there's some people out there making a lot of boo-boos, and I don't know. The rush to get information out, well, what they think is information, they make some big mistakes. Anyway, this too shall pass. So, COVIDIOT. You can write that down. COVIDIOT. Then, I'm sure that many of you have heard by now of the fracas that was created by the closing of the airport. I think it must have been on Saturday. I received a release from government that the airport would be closed at midnight, 1 minute to midnight, on Monday night. I'm sure many of you are aware that that's what was supposed to happen. Then sometime on Sunday, I received a subsequent release saying that not tomorrow night, it's going to be closed tonight, Sunday night, 1 minute to midnight. Well, on Monday morning, I received a WhatsApp from a very irate person whose travel plans apparently just went awry as a result of that change. Call it a mistake, if you will, call it whatever. I don't know. I'm not a judge. But apparently, people thought, well, okay, I have until midnight on Monday night to get into Grenada, so let me go ahead and make my reservations. Well, the person and his family went ahead and made reservations, only to find out that the airport closed on Sunday night. His family was in St. Vincent. They got stranded. Yeah? It's not nice, is it? It's not nice. I'm not making excuses here for the government, okay? I'm not. But, things have been so tense in this country for the past few days. You can expect that mistakes will be made. And maybe that's only one. There are probably a whole lot more to come. So, when people are operating under stress, they sometimes put out the wrong information. Again, I'm not making excuses. Not making excuses, because I can understand how frustrating and how annoying that would have been for these people. Okay? But anyhow, like I said, this too shall pass. Then, from the mouths of hands-on doctors. Yeah. Last night I wanted to show you some videos, but as you know, we had a couple of hiccups here and there and everywhere. And as a result, we were not able to get those videos out. But I thought they were important enough that I tried to get them out tonight to you. So, with your consent, your permission, if you will, we're going to try and get those out to you tonight. And one of the videos I want to show you comes from Ireland. It's about a team of medics in Ireland. They refer to themselves as respiratory technicians. These are people who are dealing hands-on with the victims of this incredible virus, okay? And they got together and thought, hey, we got to put something out there to really warn people about the severity of this outbreak, okay? So they did. And I'm going to run that by you right now. Check this out.
I'm Nick, and we are the Belfast Respiratory team. We are now in the greatest medical crisis of our lifetime. Stay at home.
I'm Angela, one of the respiratory consultants. This is the crucial time. This is not a rehearsal. You will only have one chance at this. Stay at home.
I'm Claire. I'm a respiratory nurse. You can play your part to enable us to play ours. Please stay at home.
I'm Julian, a respiratory consultant. We all have a choice. If you choose to stay at home, you will save lives. Please, stay at home.
I'm Susie. I'm a respiratory consultant and I've been a doctor for 35 years. We are facing our greatest challenge and we're frightened. Help us. Please stay at home.
I'm Siobhan. I'm a respiratory physiotherapist. I know where my kids are. Where are your kids? Keep them at home. Stay at home.
I'm Roshing, a respiratory nurse. Doctors and nurses have died. We need to stay healthy so we can help you. You can help save our lives. Stay at home.
I'm Anne-Marie, respiratory nurse consultant. Thousands of people could die here. Help us reduce that number. Play your part. Save a life. Stay at home.
My name is Thelma. I am a respiratory consultant. You've heard my colleagues. This is a crisis. Please stay at home, we beg you.
Boy, I think in a nutshell, that sums it up, eh? Stay at home. I have been, I don't know if you call it self-isolation, self-quarantine, whatever, but since middle of last week, I've been keeping my butt indoors. Yesterday afternoon, I did take a run downtown to see how things were. And I'm going to show you some video of that as well. The streets are just not as busy as they normally would. For example, yesterday afternoon at 5 o'clock. I mean, you're talking rush hour, eh? I remember walking down Market Hill. Yeah, I was dumb enough to walk down Market Hill again yesterday after toppling a few weeks ago. Yeah. And as you look down Market Hill, down Granby Street, I mean, you could not see a bus, a car, nothing. Nothing. When I got to the foot of Market Hill, I decided, well, let me go into the market and see how things look. Bare. I think I saw about half a dozen vendors, if that many, and they were scattered over the whole market. Yeah. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you what I saw when I went to the bus terminus. Yeah. Oh boy, it looks like, you know, I guess that might be an indication that some people are, in fact, adhering to the instruction to maintain safe distance, you know, about 6 feet, they say, about 2 meters. Yeah. So take a look in just a wee bit. But first, I want to show you a picture here. And this, here you have people who are just flagrantly not paying attention. This is what I saw on one of the streets just outside a pharmacy in town. Take a look at that. These people are lined up, waiting to get into a pharmacy. All right? But take a look. Right next to each other, almost shoulder to shoulder. Hello. 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 Yeah. Now, this afternoon, I heard a totally different story. Our IT guy, the person who's been setting us up here to get these broadcasts on the air, he called me this afternoon from Wall Street. He was down there as well, outside, I think it's Gittins Pharmacy. And he said, boy, George, I have a long line down here, man. People are lined up to get inside. But they're maintaining the distance. What do you call it? Social distancing? Whatever? Yeah. That's good news. So some people are, in fact, listening. That's good news. And I'm assuming now, for all intents and purposes, that in the coming days and the coming weeks, they will, more and more, as this thing really hits home. You know, we only have one official case here so far, okay? But, I mean, this is on the lips of everybody in this place. Have you heard what's happening in Italy? Have you heard what's happening in Spain? Woo. And today, I don't watch a lot of television, but today I just happened to sit in front of the television set, and I watched a press conference with the governor of New York, Cuomo. And as I listened to this guy, I said, hey, wait a minute. So it's not just in Grenada that the government gets blamed for everything. Yeah? Boy, this guy was pounding the stuffing out of the Trump administration for not doing this and not doing that. I think they were expecting to get something like 30,000 respirators, and they got 400. Yeah. So, I mean, look, if even the mighty United States are not able to handle their healthcare system as well as the Americans would like them to, what do you expect from Chukutu, Little Grenada? Huh? Please, please. Okay. So, social distancing, yeah. We talked about that. Now, I also want to show you another video. And let me see here now. Where is this little baby? Where is this little baby? I told you it's going to be a laid-back evening here. Why not, man? Why not? Let's keep things nice and calm. This video comes from Cuba. As you probably know by now, Cuba has sent a number of medical personnel to Jamaica to help them in their time of need. Yeah? And I'll tell you, in this video you'll see how appreciative the people of Jamaica are. They embrace the Cubans, and I hope that we do too, to the same extent, if not more. As you are about to hear, the Jamaicans feel that whenever they've needed help, their time of need, Cuba has always been there for them. And as this narrator points out, that in spite of all the rhetoric that you hear, and he talks about it all being politically motivated. We have Cubans on the ground here as well. Yes, sirree, we do. And on behalf of the Grenadian people, I say thank you to our friends in Cuba. Never been there, maybe one of these days. Never been there. Take a look at this video.
All right, Jamaica, welcome back. Welcome back, comrades. As you can see here, the friends of Jamaica, they're checking in. The nurses, the doctors from Cuba are long-lasting friends cemented by the legacy of Michael Manley. They're here. One of the things I can always tell you about this friendship with Cuba, whenever Jamaica calls, they're always here to help. And we thank you. Bienvenidos. I have to tell you that I'm a little bit choked up right now, so bear with me, eh? These neighbors of ours who, from time to time, whenever we call, they're always there for us. These people who has taken so much ridicule over the years because of politics. In our times of need, they're always here to help us. Can you believe I actually have tears in my eyes? Forgive me. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Oh yeah. Bienvenidos. Oh boy. Folks, I'm living in the legacy of one Michael Joshua Manley, and nobody can take that away from us. Bienvenidos.
Hello.
Bienvenidos. Hi. Normally I would lend the ladies a helping hand, but as you can understand in these times, and I have to stand and just give you the footage and allow Bienvenidos, welcome. Yeah. Oh. You know, to the people of Jamaica, I will always say to you that politics is a funny old business. But life is real. Life is real. Friendship is real. Togetherness is real. And I don't know sometimes what people think when we talk about these divisions in politics that allow people to hate each other, that allow people to be segregated from each other. But this right here, this is friendship. All right, so during the Socrates era, I'm going to take my leave from now. I got a little bit emotional, but yeah. Okay, yeah, during the Socrates era, I'm going to take my leave for a little bit, and I'll be back to either give you a little bit more footage or we can talk. But again, years of friendship has manifested itself to this today through the history and the legacy of one Michael Joshua Manley. For that, all of Jamaica, no matter where you stand, should say thank you. Peace, love.
Isn't that heartwarming? Heartwarming. Thank you, Jamaica, for showing what the real Caribbean people are all about. Folks, I have been a little bit negligent so far. I haven't been taking a look at social media, so let's get around to it now. Hello, Anthea. Anthea, you're not complaining about the audio tonight? I mean, your hearing is okay tonight? Yeah? I sure hope so. I haven't seen any complaints yet, so hope I'm not talking too soon. But anyhow, good night, Anthea. Good to see you, girl. T.F. Richards is saying, good evening from Utah. Yeah. When are you driving down to Grenada, fella? Sharon Roberts saying, hi, Gigi. Hi, Cher. Good to see you, girl. And Ryan's also saying hello to you guys. Bernadette Manning is saying, hello, G. Hi, Bernadette. I see that Miss Francis is there. Mr. Jaban is there. Russell Abram, Sabby Pitt, Laura Thatcher Fletcher. Hello, Laura. Long time. I didn't know you were still in this country. I haven't seen Laura in a long time. Kipling saying good night, sending God's blessings to you guys. Ryan says, I stay at home with my wife and my backyard gardening. Well, I don't have any gardening to do. You know what? I might go dig up some space in the parking lot out there and start a garden. You never know. Golken High is there. Nick Cox, Bernard Gilbert, all there. Alice Hopkin, Grenham, I think I got that right, says, hello, George. Good day to you also. I'm not in the U.S., but I agree with Cuomo. Boy, wasn't he? You saw that press conference this morning? He was ticked off. He was ticked off. Whoa. Bernard Gilbert saying goodnight to you guys. Ryan says, America doesn't want to change from a capitalist health industry, and folks who call for change are called socialists and communists. Oh? That bad? In the great USA? I didn't think so. TF says, George, the Cubans got a resounding welcome upon their arrival into Italy also. Not surprised, TF. Not surprised. It's amazing how many people around the world in how many different scenarios they have helped. They have helped. Ryan says, kudos to Cuba. Hello, Cheryl Jarvis and Donna Charles and Denise Alexander. Ryan says, Cuban compañeros. Always had a problem pronouncing that word. Compañeros. I think I got it. Ryan is asking, where's Mags? Don't know, boy. I haven't been seeing much of her lately, but I know she's logged on there. She is. I saw her a few minutes ago. Nick Cox is saying, hello, Grenada and Grenadians. Stay safe, everyone. We're trying. We're doing the best we can. Just hope more people maintain their social distance. Dominic Patrice is there. Coylin Nash. Andrea Noreen Mitchell. Good to see you guys. Now. Folks, Mr. Roberts. I see Mr. Roberts sitting here with his back to us. He is there. He's probably not wearing his headset. You don't believe me. There he is. He's turned around now. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts, good evening, sir. I trust that you are hearing me well. How are you, sir?
Well, it's a little static here and there, but it's okay. I can hear you.
Okay. Ray, man, bright colors tonight. What are you celebrating?
I'm just wearing a Barcelona shirt. That's all.
That's all. Hey, listen, so the
That's all.
Olympics are canceled, eh? Or, well, postponed until next year?
Well, I prefer postpone. Just listening a bit there on the BBC. Hopefully 2021 will be known as Tokyo 2020.
Yeah. What's up your sleeve tonight, bro?
Well, I guess like everybody else, we are wondering and hoping that we all are praying that it wouldn't get any worse than it is, because just one case and it looked like, we all seemingly, and I couldn't understand it, feeling the pressure of something bigger. I trust that will not happen. But I'm adjusting. I haven't been out for the day. That's kind of surprising.
Ray, boy, I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but I just got this gut feeling things are going to get at least a little bit worse before they get better.
Well, you may be right, because I look at the transportation in particular, and I'm worried about it because you've seen buses with, last night I was driving down where I was around the Carnage, and there was a bus with about, I would say, capacity. And somebody drew my attention to it. And somebody called me from SGU, said to me, one of her friends who works at SGU but travels from Grenville, because all buses are not on the road. Whichever bus you get, there's a crowd. So I think that is the fear, that public transportation could be one of the areas we have to find a way to deal with, because not everybody has a car or a vehicle. So that is something that perhaps we need to treat with more urgently than anything. You want to get home, particularly after work. You'll gamble.
Yeah. Ray, last night I mentioned on the program that I have been isolated for the past week or so, but yesterday afternoon I went downtown, take a look, and the place was bare. I'm going to show you a video now of what I saw when I went through the bus terminus yesterday afternoon. As you watch this, I want you to bear in mind that this was like 5 minutes after 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, right? You're talking rush hour. You know what the bus terminus is like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Well, take a look at this. Empty. Hold on.
Right there.
Look at that.
but there was somebody here now. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to start seeing some people on buses? Did that come as a surprise to you?
Well, I am glad that people have sensed the danger, and it looks like that. But I'm still concerned because you had a bus that was actually filled, and there wasn't any social distancing. So imagine you go home and you step right inside and you have about 3 or 4 children and they come rushing at you. I trust that we are blessed and lucky, because if that continues, we could be in for a lot of trouble. You know, I read the piece with a woman who is now in intensive care. And then I think I saw a piece somewhere around again with one person in South Korea that infected, what, 60% of all cases by going to church, going to a buffet, going to so many different things and interacting, that the consequences now is that only in hindsight. So I'm hoping, I saw a pretty responsible piece from one of the bus owners. He was indicating that buses should be limited to 5 passengers. I had a little exchange with a friend in New York this afternoon, and she was saying, wherever she lives, they were not using taxis as usual. They had some kind of a limitation and some kind of responsibility on the part of both the public and the provider. I would hope that we can value that kind of atmosphere that we have in Grenada and not behave as we normally would.
Did you see, I think it was on Sunday afternoon when the government had its press conference to announce the first case of the virus. Did you notice that these people have been talking about social distancing and how close they were sitting during that press conference?
I think, again, it's, you know, I'm trying to avoid touching my face, because normally as how you sit there with your chin, that's how I react to everything. I'm in a conference, I'm in a meeting. That's how, to me, I stay focused. So I can understand that, but then perhaps there should be personnel around who should advocate otherwise. Because you're right, the 2 people were not that far apart. And I saw Trump's press conference. I noticed that they have now separated them every afternoon at, what, 5:30? The media has, well, right now, the participants or the journalists or reporters, whoever you wish to call them, they are being spread out a little more than usual. So I would hope that, you know, there's somebody in the back alerting ministers and government officials and everybody.
On the other hand, this morning when watching that media conference with Governor Cuomo, it was clearly evident that they were maintaining social distance. One here, one there, one there. You know, they were certainly paying attention. But I guess for the next little while, it's going to be a lot easier to do as I say and not as I do. But they'll get used to it. They'll get used to it. And actually, today,
Well, we have to.
Today's post-cabinet briefing was conducted using Zoom. Huh?
I saw that. Your favorite word. Yeah, I saw a little of it. I saw my friend Oliver Joseph, Minister Joseph. Yep. And, well, I guess we are going to have a greater sense and value of technology at the end of it, because that's what's happening. Meetings, even at association level now, seems to be by technology, rather than face-to-face. Yeah.
I've been saying.
But George, I would say one.
Pardon me?
I would say one thing though. I thought the Bahamas treatment of this whole thing, I know I'm here in St. Lucia, with a curfew, I would think, I would like to see something like that. You know, today there was a talk of lockdown. As I said to people, I understand lockdown. But then you have to remember that there are small people who are looking forward to the week's income. They may be construction workers, or those who are public officers looking forward to the month's income. So I'm saying that to say that while I understand, and it perhaps won't affect me because it's me alone and I think I'm disciplined enough to stay inside, I think we have to recognize that just calling for a lockdown just like that, we got to be careful because we may end up with much more perhaps on our hands that, you know, we may have, apart from COVID-19, we may have people who may not have food, and some of us may not be even bothering with them. So I think I like the Bahamas approach first. There's this curfew from 9 in the night to 5 in the morning. I think that too is a challenge in Grenada, because you see shops, rum shops, and other little shops, people congregating. It's a tradition in the community, so it's something that I guess we have not given up as yet, and hopefully we will do so. But I would hope that some measures are taken that we could, if not discourage, but force people to stay home.
Quite frankly, you know, I really don't mind the opportunity to stay home. I've been running 15 years now without a vacation, so even though I'll still be working at night, it'd be nice to be able to stay home. Do you think, Ray, that we are going to get to the point where there is some sort of lockdown?
It has to. It has to, because let's face it, you know what we have. With the greatest respect for our health services, I think we shall be challenged with about a half a dozen cases. So for the own good of the country and the own good of people, I think there's something has to be done. St. Lucia has, what, a 6-hour curfew from this evening or tomorrow or whatever it is.
Okay.
Something must be done. Because, George, I still don't understand it. I see people sitting close by, not even arm's length, a beer, something to eat. I understand it. A lot of the truckers, I understand it. You know, 12 o'clock, and you're hoping for the next walk, as we call it, or eat a food. So the consciousness will only come to impose something on people. And it's understandable. I mean, it's happening in India. It's happening many places. So I think we have to do something, because really and truly, I saw a piece, I should have sent it to you. Some young ones, coronavirus or whatever they're saying, they create a colloquial thing. About a half a dozen of them prancing in the road with a bottle with rums and beers and what have you. Clearly, that's a group of irresponsible young people who perhaps do not value their lives and value the lives of others, or even value the country that they're in. Because at the end of it, they will either end up in their parents' home or in some kind of, well, a medical facility, and put pressure on the system, because you'll have to have doctors look after them, nurses, healthcare workers. So the 12 or the 15 of them are not going to be left where they maybe fall sick, they're going to be put into somewhere that the state will have to take responsibility. So that's what I'm saying, you know, we have to see it from that perspective. You are familiar, you're on familiar territory. I'm on a familiar territory too. I mean, tomorrow morning I'll go to the beach. I didn't go Monday, Tuesday. Tomorrow I'll go. But I think I know where are the boundaries.
You know, when I went into town yesterday, I couldn't help but notice, you know, what you're talking about. People still congregating. You know, if to carry on a conversation, you don't have to be in your face. And there was a lot of that happening. And that was disturbing. But what was even more disturbing for me is that I saw a very high presence of police officers on the streets yesterday, but right in the same proximity as the people who were, you know, in clusters. And when I say clusters, I'm talking about maybe 8 or 10 people in a group, not the masses you would normally see at rush hour, right? But people were in groups, very close to each other, talking. And I thought, ooh, if somebody should sneeze now. And ironically, in that press conference on Sunday, I'm sure you saw the health minister get really peeved off. He was cheesed off, man, because people have not been maintaining that protocol, the social distancing protocol. And he said, you know, with the help of the police, yes, this is going to be maintained starting now.
Well,
it didn't start.
George, I maintain
that I know what I saw yesterday, and it's
let's take the
on video.
Bus terminus.
So,
George,
let me
some
get back here for just a sec to social media, Ray. I don't want to leave our friends out. I'll be hearing about it if I do. Ryan Jabon says Cuban antiviral drug interferon alpha 2B is fighting COVID-19 in China. Yeah, I heard. Well, that's sort of put Cuba on the map again. Nick Cox says, wash your hands and face, Ray. If your hands are clean, then it gives you safety until you contaminate them again. Wash your hands, young man. Wash your hands. Michelle Peters says, I also noticed one speaking in the other's ear. Michelle, thank you. I think it was the coordinator of the COVID response mechanism that we have here, who leaned over and was actually whispering in the minister's, was it the minister's ear or the acting chief medical officer? But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Michelle. I did see that. Antheorello says, Mags has gone missing in action tonight. Yeah, I guess so. Ryan says, Ray, Blugger, breadfruit, saltfish, and callaloo time. I guess he's going to invite us over to dinner, Ray.
Perhaps. Hope he can find it. Can't help him.
Henry Steele is there. Henry Steele is there. Pardon me?
From Caracou.
Pardon me? Ray, were you saying something?
No, I was just saying hello, Henry from Caracou. No, I was just saying hello to Henry Steele, who's from Caracou.
Yeah, Henry Steele is there. Faith Works is there. Arthur Langine. Derek Seeley says, George, why don't we all wear masks? Well, you know, it's a good question, but I think researchers are proving that masks aren't necessarily the answer to this thing, you know? So, Arthur says, good evening, Brother George and Brother Ray. Sorry to be late. Well, next time bring a note signed by your mom. Ray, let me take a little break here, and we're going to come on back in just a wee bit.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Calling all vehicle owners, inspection and licensing continues, and at Hubbard's we want you to be ready. From February 16th to March 31st, registration numbers 2,501 to 5,000 with single registration letter, or registration numbers 251 to 500 with plural registration letters will receive 11% off new torque tires and Powermax batteries. Don't get caught unprepared. Visit us today at the Motor Department in Mount Gay or the Tire Bay in Grand Anse near to the building supplies.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, neighbor.
Here's the bill I asked you to pay for me.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need. And we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs.
They burn less energy, right?
Much less. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
And Grenlec is always advising us not to open the fridge too often.
That's right. And my family washes and irons in bulk.
With fuel prices changing all the time, how do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
So while Grenada can't control fuel prices, I can conserve energy and save money.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
All right, another comment here on social media. Nick Cox says, wear masks or when you have to be in close proximity to another to protect you from the other and vice versa. Also, avoid touching others. Otherwise, social distancing is what makes sense. Yeah, social distancing. That's the answer. Mr. Roberts, you know, there's one good thing I think that's coming out of this outbreak. I received a video yesterday from the political leader of the National Democratic Congress, and apparently she has been meeting with the Prime Minister, so it looks like this virus may be bringing people together. What have you heard or not heard?
Well, just like you, I've been informed of it, and I've always said in times of crisis, and even without a crisis, people should always dialogue. We don't have to agree, but we should share our thoughts, our views, and respect whatever the outcome is. So I think it's a good for Grenada, because sometimes the debate we have really and truly not helping even the group that is in charge. We may as well invest in involving as many people as possible and sift out the best ideas. So I welcome that engagement. I would hope that it continues through this period and beyond it. And I think the outcome would be good for Grenada. In fact, you see the leaders of the two major political parties, as well as other social partners engaging, dialoguing. George, I think it's a good thing for us all.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let us take a look, Ray, at that video. Check this out.
NDC stands ready and able to continue to support the efforts of the Ministry of Health, and we offer the following suggestions, as we believe they will positively contribute to us winning this fight. First, government must be in the shortest possible time put Grenada in a position where tests for the virus can be conducted locally with the appropriate quality assurance program in place. There is no reason why we should not be able to do so as well. Utilizing the resources provided by the Shipping Fund program may prove helpful in this particular effort. Second, step up screening at all our ports of entry, particularly our seaports. Government may want to consider quickly training and diverting some of the traffic wardens to assist with this task. Third, flag cleared vessels with some sort of identification mark. Fourth, enhance surveillance by the establishment of a rapid response team for contact tracing and monitoring. A community-based surveillance mechanism would be helpful in this effort. Fifth, infection prevention and control for healthcare workers is absolutely critical. Therefore, we are pleased to learn that the government of the People's Republic of China will be supplying us with some protective and other gear. We thank them for this gesture. However, we urge government to reconsider its call for retired healthcare workers to volunteer on the front line. Being retirees, they will be mostly in the high-risk group of the elderly. Our aim should be to avoid critical illness and death as much as possible. Sixth, we in the NDC are very concerned about the decision to house the isolation unit for people who come down with COVID-19 at the General Hospital. We urge government to consider identifying a facility that is sufficiently isolated from the General Hospital, that combines the space requirements with the contagious disease criteria, so that both hospitalized patients from the General Hospital remain at a minimal risk and new patients with breathing issues and coronavirus could be as comfortable as possible and housed on their own. And seventh, the update and release of daily information at regular times should be considered. For example, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., as we do during hurricanes. So, minimizing misinformation and rumors. You must take special care to observe the protocols if you are over 60 or suffering with diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, kidney disease, or if for any reason your immune system is compromised. To defeat this virus and its impact on our people, we need all hands on deck. We at the NDC state quite clearly that along with specific, transparent and proactive leadership from our government, we definitely do not need anyone playing petty politics at this time and hiding facts. It is critical for the Prime Minister to deploy a COVID-19 response team to effectively lead the effort against the virus. The team should include representatives from across the society. In the NDC, we have several persons with the relevant training and expertise who can be part of this national effort, and we all stand ready to join in. Last Thursday, on the invitation of the Prime Minister, the National Democratic Congress attended a meeting of stakeholders. We stand ready and able to do much more than that. We note certain friendly countries have begun to offer assistance, Cuba and others, and we are extremely grateful as a nation to them. We encourage government to continue to draw on these offers of help. Assistance and advice should also be sought from the nations where the spread of the virus is being arrested. All of these efforts should be approached with great transparency to the Grenadian people. The Prime Minister has mentioned that $2 million EC dollars has been allocated to the fight of COVID-19. We believe that much more will be needed to delay and minimize the impact of the disease, including the economic and social impact. Our individual economic status will be affected, so the time is now for government to begin considering ways in which our people will be relieved. Here are some suggestions from our party that need to be looked at immediately. 1. Tax breaks. 2. Replacement of income packages as was done with Hurricane Ivan by NIS. 3. The engagement with the financial sector for temporary waiver of mortgage payments. 4. Cancellation of selected fees for affected persons. 5. VAT reduction on certain health and medical items, etc. We have done it before and overcome some overwhelming circumstances and diseases in our past with little support, just boosting our immune systems with herbs and spices and caring for each other and taking the good advice offered. The good Lord will do the rest. May God bless you all, and may God bless our Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martin.
I'm always on the move. Training, traveling, competing. So it's good to know I have Co-op Bank in the palm of my hand.
Introducing e-banking, one of many customer convenience services from Grenada Cooperative Bank, and there's more to come.
It's swift, simple, and secure.
Welcome home.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Conveniently located in the Grand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenadans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Together with you, our customers, we energize our community.
Together with you, we energize our economy.
We are working together to give our nation a better tomorrow.
With you, we energize our future. Together, we energize our nation.
Thank you for partnering with us
as we energize our Spice Island.
Renlec, energizing our Grenada.
Alrighty, folks. Before we get back to Ray, just let me tackle a few mask-wearing comments here on Facebook. First of all, Derek Seeley says, the people in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, etc. are all wearing masks. We haven't given it an honest study. They have an approach of universal mask wearing. Jeez. You know, a few years ago, I can just visualize what that's like. A few years ago, I was in Taiwan, and Taiwan has a lot of people and a lot of pollution, and everybody rides around in scooters. You don't see a lot of cars running around Taiwan, Taipei, and everybody is wearing a mask. Scared the heck out of me. My first morning in Taiwan, everybody's wearing a mask. I thought, ooh, well, I'll go here. Nicole, let's see here. Nicole Gittin says, there is a protocol to wearing and removing masks. Also, not all masks are equal. If the mask is not fitted correctly, that is, if it has gaps on the face, then you are not protected. The masks protect from projections from infected persons. and need to be changed every hour. A lot of masks. A lot of masks a day. Ooh. It should be priority for frontline folks. Containment slows down spread, but testing is critical. She also says here, by the way, bandanas, etc. on the face serve no purpose as they can't block droplets and the micro-sized virus. Good point, Nicole, on the bus the other day when the conductor of the bus was wearing a green bandana, and you know, when the bus drove off, he just pulled it down. And when the woman started coughing, pulled his bandana back up. Oh yeah, but I'm still here. Ashton Fletcher says, hey, Gigi, long time from Louisville, Kentucky. That's awesome. We need to put aside our political differences and work together for the common good of all Grenadians. Like Brother Roberts said, it should not be only when we have any type of national emergency, but it should be at all times. Unfortunately, once this emergency is over, it most likely will be business as usual. Derek Seeley says, social distancing without wearing of a mask against an airborne virus is a joke. The mask helps lower the curve in Hong Kong, Taiwan, etc. Receive the Lord Jesus Christ and receive everlasting whatever, and wear a mask. Okay? Nicole, responding to Derek, says, but they were testing more, so we're able to identify asymptomatic carriers and quarantine them and their contacts. Oh, Jackie O says, Grenada is taking this COVID-19 more serious than in the U.S. Really? No, man. I hear people are running out and lining up to buy guns in the United States. Yeah. Saw that. Okay. So, Ray, you're back with us. Parting words?
Well, George, you're doing a good job keeping people in touch. Continue. I trust that you are blessed and may be free from whatever virus that may happen to come your way. And I wish the same to every listener or viewer on your program. Try to do what is necessary, follow the protocols. And we certainly want to hope that our Grenadian brothers and sisters, wherever they are, will recognize this is not normal time. And the advice we get from the Ministry of Health is the advice that we should follow. I noticed there are a lot of bush doctors. There are a lot of people who seem to make us believe that they can create miracles using the name of God. I would suggest to people that you ignore them as I do, because I don't know that there is any Jesus Christ among us on earth except the Jesus Christ that certainly came from heaven. So those who are self-made, I would say to ignore them. And George, let's hope that across the world, COVID-19 will fade away as quickly as possible.
As quickly as yesterday, maybe?
Well, I would love it too, because I don't like being at home. I have a feeling that I may have to be at home for a while, and I would lose some of the things that I perhaps really relished. The tennis, the beach, and so many things that I grew up on that I've still maintained over the years. Some of the friends who normally would be part of it have WhatsApp to see, count me out. You're on your own.
Ray, I'll tell you what, I'd like to wrap up tonight's program on a bit of an upbeat note to, give our viewers a little hope, because all is not All's not lost. All is not lost. A lot over the past week, I've been hearing people reminding us that, yeah, a lot of people want to die. A lot of people want to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Hang in there for just a sec, Ray. I want to take one more little break here, but I want to come back and play a little piece for you, which I think will give a lot of Grenadians, well, I hope will give a lot of Grenadians some hope. So hang in there.
My granddaughter.
COVID-19 spreads from person to person through the droplets that are produced when someone coughs or sneezes, which makes it easy to spread between people in close contact. Now let's get prepared to stay healthy.
To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal.
When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately and then wash your hands. If you notice someone has a fever and cough or other symptoms of respiratory illness, avoid close contact when possible. Let's all do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. Our health is our collective responsibility.
Alrighty, folks, just before I say goodnight to Ray, I want to read some comments here. First of all, young lady by the name of Jackie O says, the POTUS said he wants things to get back to normal, where is it, by Easter, in 2 weeks. I am in quarantine because I was directly exposed. Our pastor is fighting to recover in the hospital. This is serious and real. by the way, I don't know if you guys heard tonight that the person, the lone patient, lone COVID patient here in Grenada is now in the ICU. Okay, that was announced tonight. Nicole Gittin says, follow the guidelines of the health authorities. We are now in day 10 of our confinement. I think that's in Guadeloupe. And authorities are looking to extend it. So says Nicole. And she also goes on to say, Taiwan and South Korea and Hong Kong are so far good models. She also says, Grenada, if you are disciplined and follow the guidelines, your experience does not have to be like other countries, but you have to act now. But Ray, you there?
I'm there,
yeah.
for sure.
Okay, Ray.
Listening.
One final video that I want to play for you. This is an inspirational, which I think for believers especially, they need to hear this. Check this out, my friend.
The Book of Psalms. Psalm 31. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Into thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy, for thou hast considered my trouble. Thou hast known my soul in adversities, and hast not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. Thou hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. Mine eye is consumed with grief, yea, my soul and my belly. For my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength faileth because of mine iniquity, and my bones are consumed. I was a reproach among all mine enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and a fear to mine acquaintance. They that did see me without fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel. For I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side, while they took counsel together against me. They devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies, and from them that persecute me. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. O how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of thy presence from the pride of man. Thou shalt keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he hath showed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thine eyes. Nevertheless thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee. O love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord.
Alrighty, Ray, this is it. This is it. It's 16 and a half minutes after 9 o'clock. Thanks, bro, for keeping me company, as always. Stay safe.
Good, and you too. Have a nice evening and a good night. To all your viewers also.
Stay safe. Stay safe. I'm hearing that phrase a lot these days. Stay safe. Stay safe. Take it easy, bro. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it on the Tuesday evening edition of our program, Good Day Grenada. Thanks for joining us. I certainly hope you learned something here tonight. You were informed and finally inspired. Oh, by the way, Jackie O says, oh, my favorite psalm, my go-to psalm when I need encouragement. Oh, Jackie, you and I think along the same lines. Actually, it's my second favorite. My favorite, 37. 37. Okie doke, folks. God bless you all, and by His grace, let's get together again tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock.